The topic for discussion is migration, its types, and determinants. I'm Dr. Seema Chaudhary. I'm going to take up this topic for discussion further. Now, let's first have a look at what is the introduction to this concept or what is migration. Many people have given its definitions like Chakravarti and Chand, etc. It is defined as a process through which people move from a permanent place of residence to another more or less permanent one for a substantial period of time. So we can see that migration involves movement, and this migration with its movement ultimately leads to redistribution of people at two places, that is, at the place of origin from where the people have started moving, and second, at the place of destination from where the people are going. Migration is not a biological event like birth rate and death rate, but it is a phenomena which is influenced by social, cultural, economic, and other political factors. We can say that it is a third major component of population change after birth and death rate. Let's see the origin of the concept, and it is, we can say that, conceptualization of migration by different subjects disciplines. Different scholars have tried to define the concept of migration distinctively because of the different approaches. There are many disciplines like sociology, economics, geography, and many other disciplines who take into consideration the concept of migration. For example, sociologists have laid stress on the social consequences of mobility, whereas importance to economic aspect of migration has been given by the economist. Now, as far as I'm myself a geographer, and we feel that geographers look at migration not only as merely a reallocation of resources, but it is a process which provides threefold impacts. First, it impact on the area which is experiencing in migration. Particularly, we can say that rise in the increase in the population, lack of resources are certain uh, uh, ex- uh, resources are certain, you can say, the problems that are faced by the areas facing in migration. Second, the impact on the area experiencing out migration, it is particularly related to the shortage of labor in those areas from which people move out. Third, on the migrant itself, because migrant has to undergo a lot of socio-cultural changes, so it leads to psychological impact on the migrant also. In the beginning, the geographic analysis of migration was confined more to the description of pattern of migration and the factors associated it. So geographers initially started just mainly looking at the distribution of the migrants, the number and the proportions, the densities in which they move from one place to another. And later on, as the time passed and new thoughts started coming in, the population geographers started use of the different methodologies and theories from the allied disciplines and started giving an analysis to the data that was collected. Then, population geographers began in this line from the concern about the redistributional tendencies of the population. When we study the concept of migration, we usually come across certain associated terms, and these terms are: first is the migration stream. Migration stream means the total number of people migrating from one region to another or from one country to another for residing during a time period. It is in fact related to movement of people from a common area to a common area of origin to a common area of destination. For example, migration of Indians to America during a time interval. Second concept is, or associated term is, migration interval. Migration may occur continuously over a period of time, but when it comes to measuring the migration, and that too correctly, it should be divided into intervals of 1 to 5 years, and the division is relating to a particular period is known as migration interval. The next third, the terms are place of origin and the place of destination. This we have also referred to in the past slides. and the place which people leave is the place of origin, and the person is called as an out migrant there. On the other hand, the place of destination is the place where person moves, and the person is called as in migrant in that area. Fourth is the concept of the migrant himself. Migrant is referred to as a laborer who moves from some region or a country for a short period of time or for a long period of time, and it is regarded as secondary labor force. Now let's see in detail the types of migration. Migration has been or it can be classified into different categories, particularly when we take different aspects of migration. The very first aspect is the motivation or the factors that motivate a person to move. So, broadly, there are two major factors. First is the economic factor, like earning good salaries or you can good opportunities of employment. These are economic factors. Then the social factors. For example, under the social factor, one of the best example in a country like India is the marriages under which the females are have to move out from the house of their own residences to another places, and this leads to migration. Second, migration can be classified on the basis of distance. So, in the basis of distance is classified into two types: long distance, short distance. When a person is moving for a considerable larger stretch of land area and it takes a lot of time for him, that is known as long distance. And it can be, for example, one part of country to another part of country, or it may be from one country to another country. But when we talk about the migration of usually from, for example, we take the migration of a person from the rural areas to the city center of the within the same state, that is termed as short distance, and it is usually, you can say, less less expensive for the person, and and you can say that it is more motivating even. Now the third classification is on the basis of time. Migration can be classified broadly into the long term migration and short term migration. Long term migration, when a person is moving out of his place of residence for a considerable longer period of time, that is long time, it can be more than 1 year. And short term, when a person is moving for a very short period of time, goes to a place of destination, completes his work, comes back, that is termed as short term migration. Now, spatially and the most importantly, when the geographers are considered with the migration, it is classified into two types: internal migration and external migration. Here, the boundary of a particular country is the major demarcator between these two types of migration. When the migration takes place within the boundaries of the country itself, for example, it may take place between two states or two provinces, that is internal migration. So within two states there may be an urban area, there may be a rural area, so it is further classified into four types: rural to urban migration, within urban to urban migration, rural to rural migration, or from urban to rural migration. The other type of migration on the basis of area is external migration. So when we start moving out of the boundaries of a country and we enter into the boundary of another country, that is termed as external migration. It is further categorized into two types: emigration or out migration, and immigration or in migration. For example, a person who is moving out from India will be known as an emigrant or out migrant, and when, for example, he is going to USA, he will be known as an immigrant or in migrant in USA. Fifth classification of migration is on the basis of activity. It is classified into two types further: forced migration and voluntary migration. As the name suggests, forced means people are not willing to move, they are moving out because of some pressure or something else. So then, for example, the best example is the partitioning of India in 1947. Many people were forced to move on the either part of Pakistan and India, so that was a best example of forced migration. Voluntary migration, when there is the willingness involved in the movement of the people, that is voluntary migration. Now let's come to the determinants of migration. Now various factors are responsible for migration. The factors which force people to leave a place are known as push factors, while the factors which attract a person to come to a place, they are pull factors. Push factors, let's have a look at the factors which just push away a person to move out of his residence. First is the less economic opportunities at the current place of living, personal safety and security, low standard of living, less health and educational facilities, environmental catastrophes or issues like climate, weather, slavery, etc., and lack of political, religious liberty, loss of wealth, pol- pollution, and war, etc. Let's have a look at the pull factors also, which attract a person to come into a place. These are better economic opportunities at a new place, good education and health facilities, better standard of living, political religious liberty, attractive climate, suitable for agricultural industry, and acceptance by society. Now, when we see that migration is not solely dependent on any one of the type of the factors, like it is either dependent on pull factor or dependent on the push factor. However, it is in real terms, it is a mixture or a balance of both of these factors that keep on working at any particular place of origin as well as at the place of destination. So we cannot say that migration is solely out of any one of the factors, and we can broadly in order to avoid this sort of a confusion which factor is working at which place, we broadly classify the factors into further categories like economic factors, social factors, psychological factors, environmental factors, etc. So this was all about a general introduction to migration, the types of migration, and the determinants of the factor that affect migration. This is all. Thank you.